Hi, this is Paul with PJM Incorporated, and I just completed the inspection for 276 Live Oak townhome in Oviedo. I'm sorry, in Sanford. Anyway, I wanted to just give you a brief video synopsis of what we have. So I'm just going to walk and talk with the camera on so that you can kind of get a general idea of the overall condition of the property. Now, there's some good things and there's some bad things, and that's always the case. The water for the property comes in at the northwest corner, which is like right over here. It's your water meter. Okay, you're going to need to know where that is. It's important to always know how the water can be turned off. The meter is one of the first places it can be turned off. The second place is here. This, of course, will be your primary place. This is the main water shutoff valve that comes in here at the front wall to the right of the front entry door. All right, this building is constructed of concrete. Okay, so it's a solid building. I did make a note that the windows had been replaced, which is a pretty nice feature. When the house was built, it would have been built with single pane windows in all likelihood, but what we have here is double pane, single hung and casement windows, which is an upgraded window based on the year the house is built. First problem that I have is the siding. This is the gable wall on the west side of your unit, and what happened here is the water kind of gets up on top of that metal trim, and the siding is making contact with the trim, so it's soaking up the water, so you have some decay there, or wood rot. And some of this siding looks like a siding product that used to be called Masonite or Omniboard. These products are no longer approved for use or used any longer because they didn't handle water very well. And as you can see, we have some more wood rot here. Then that's wood rot at the trim, but above there you can see the siding's deteriorating too, and you see some more rot over here. So I guess what we're probably needing to do is to manage this condition the best that we can until eventually having to replace the damaged wood and siding. Now, as we head onto the inside, we're going to walk out here to the backyard. And one of the things that we notice as we come back here is some of the grade is a little bit flat or negative, and water can pool. That's probably why they have the French drain in there. So with the French drain, you're going to want to make sure that that is cleared so that it is handling the water it's supposed to handle. And then you're going to want to find out where it terminates at, because it's important to know where the other end of that drain is. Next is, you see the siding here. You can see they've tried really hard to paint it up, but it's got some wood rot there along with the trim. Now this here is, believe it or not, how they're doing the sprinkler system, which really should be changed. This is a hose bib, that's all it was, and what they've done is they take the handle off and they've capped this here. It's leaking at this time, but they're using it for the sprinkler system, which is not the optimum situation, and plus there's not a backflow preventer to prevent contaminated water from being back siphoned into the house. That's not a good idea because you drink that water. Okay, coming up along this side here, you can see the siding as well that we're talking about. Now here is where I found inside your attic, you're going to see photos of mold growth from probably a previous leaking condition. The problem is I can't be 100% sure until we get some pretty consistent rain if that's a condition that has no longer active, or if it's from the previous roof. Now, it's probably a combination of both. It probably will leak in extreme weather, which is my concern. And the bigger concern is how much mold actually, if we see it in the attic at the firewall, I'm concerned about the master bedroom and between the drywall and the concrete. So you're going to see in our report, we're going to put that as a focal point. We want that to be a little examined a little further. We know it's older water damage or old water damage previously, but what we don't know is how much or how little mold there may be in that wall. Now, coming here to the air conditioning unit, this is a Goodman unit. It was manufactured in 1999. The air handler unit was manufactured when the house was constructed, I believe. So this is going to be your first major expense in my view. It is currently heating fine, but is not cooling at this time. the split on it, or the temperature differential for the air conditioning unit, was only about 8 degrees. That's telling me that it's not cooling adequately, and we're going to want to have someone look at it. And what happens is the air conditioning guy is going to come out here and he's going to see, well, we have minor damage at the fins. We've got 2 units that are 20 years old or more. It's time to replace it, is what I'm gathering that you will hear. It may work. You might be able to get it to work for a year or two, but you should be budgeting for a new one. As we move into the inside, I want to take you to a place where the master bedroom is, so you can see where the previous repairs were. Those previous repairs were right here at the ceiling, right there. And above there is where we have the mold staining. You'll see photos of that in the report. So it makes me wonder about this wall here. Now, I know it's been painted. I know it's been painted up, that which is exactly what the homeowner should do if you're living here. And it doesn't worry you as far as what may or may not be in the wall based on how long that leak was going on. But I do think it would be important to know. So I'm going to be recommending a mold assessor in here to kind of do some air tests and try to find out what the story is. Now, coming into just going to go to the hallway bathroom real quick. First thing that we noticed in here was visible mold here at that back wall. Okay, you see that? So again, we're in a situation where we've got mold, which is another reason why I'm going to be recommending an assessor. Find out what we need to do about remediation. Now, when I went into the master bathroom, which was the second bathroom that I went ahead to look at, I noticed that we have active moisture in the wall that is between the hall bathroom and the master. And here we come down here and we see the trim at the bottom, and we see we have wetness. We trace that wetness here, the shower wall, and it seems to me like as the closer you get to the actual faucet fixture, the more water seems to be in that wall. So the way this works is we have one or more problems going on here that's causing the mold in the hall bathroom cabinet. And why that's an important part of this is because we know it's active moisture, which means it's active mold. And in that case, we've got a couple locations now where we have that concern. So my best advice to you would be to take a look at the inspection report and then see what recommendations you want to follow. And then we'll kind of go from there. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you is just to give you a basic description of the house itself. As far as the roof, it looks like the roof may have been replaced in 2012. So it's still a younger roof, so to speak. The plumbing is copper, and that's original from when the home was constructed. So please read my notes on how we approach copper pipes and copper plumbing. The waste pipes are PVC. The building is concrete block masonry. It seems well constructed. I do have a little bit of structural movement at the patio wall between you and your neighbor. I'll have that itemized in there, and there are some settlement cracks, which is pretty typical in a home like this. Electrically, it checked out pretty well, so I don't anticipate a lot of issues with the electrical for you personally as you move forward. So if you have any questions, just give me a call. Again, this is Paul with PJM Incorporated. I want to thank you for your business. I enjoyed spending some time with your dad, very nice guy, and I will have your report to you by the time you're seeing this video. So thanks again, and good luck.